Get the new Emberlit stainless steel stove on sale, only $37.99, less than 11.3 ounces, packs flat, assembles in seconds, with a lifetime guarantee. Get it at LPC Survival today, home of the Berkey guy. Support our sponsor and be prepared for anything. Click the link below. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. Look guys, I gotta be honest, something doesn't smell right with this Snowden case. I just did a live show for much of the past hour. Please check the re-archive version of it. It's processing on YouTube as we speak. Things that just raise a lot of suspicion. I don't know if the story is necessarily unraveling. You know, the bombshell is hit necessarily, as some of the reports I'm seeing on the mainstream media is presenting to us. But things that raise obvious evidence suspicion to me are, and again, the question being, and the question begging, what are and what were Snowden's motives to leak this massive surveillance state? Proof of it, things that we've already talked about, that we know exist, we've suspected for years now, that we've been preaching to you, really to the choir, our hardcore loyal audience for much of the past 4 years. What would prompt somebody to selflessly act in this way, to not just put himself at risk, his physical self at mortal risk? I mean, not only will his life totally be completely and utterly destroyed here on out, he could even be killed. I mean, people are calling that he should be murdered, that he should be attacked, he should be prosecuted. Politicians here in the States, some of which saying he's a traitor, that this is treason, etc. I can almost understand doing that. I can almost understand being so selfless. You're like, look, you know, I'm going to do what's right because I see this is so wrong. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to speak out. I can personally identify with that. But what I really can't identify with is why would he put his entire family at risk, at mortal risk? His father's being met by the FBI. Why would he jeopardize a loving relationship with his girlfriend? A grossly, by the way, overstated income at Booz Hamilton, the defense contractor that, by the way, he only worked at for 3 months, according to Booz Hamilton in these latest reports. Which, if you connect the dots on that, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or maybe it does. Maybe this was a hit and run from the very beginning. Get set up with the company, maybe he's working for somebody else, maybe he's working for the United States, maybe he's working for China, a foreign antagonistic government, maybe he's playing both sides. If you study history, this has happened many times before. So he goes to work at Booz Hamilton and then he bails. Then he drops the bombshell that was given to him. So this just raises some suspicion. I mean, why would somebody be this selfless? Why would somebody not just risk themselves, but everything they hold and love and cherish? A 29-year-old who I don't really see what axe to grind this guy necessarily had. I mean, what happened to him along the way? Even if he is legitimate, he's this legitimate truth seeker and leaker. What happened to him along the way that triggered the moment where he said, I'm going to destroy my own life. I'm going to destroy my family's existence. I'm going to destroy my girlfriend. I'm going to destroy my parents, my father. I'm going to ruin them and I'm going to ruin myself. How does that make logical sense? And again, Snowden is either the greatest guy on the planet, the most selfless guy next to Jesus Christ himself, or there is something wrong here. There is something suspicious about this. There is something and a reason that these dots don't quite connect. You know, something I find entirely suspicious is the fact and the way that he is lauding China is this free country. He says specifically, quote, I have faith in their rule of law. He says he's not fleeing the United States to avoid criminal prosecution, even though he is fleeing and he's been hiding in a hotel room and only speaking to Chinese and Hong Kong news sources and newspapers. He says one thing, but then is really doing the exact opposite through his actions. Why is he lauding China? Why are we getting this great sales pitch on China when China has a historical track record of being one of the most aggressive totalitarian police states in the history of the world? I mean, there are countless people literally trying to flee China as I deliver this video to you to escape the tyranny of their own government. Yet he's seeking quote-unquote asylum in China. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sounds like a sales pitch to me. Sounds like maybe he's working for China. Who knows? Maybe the mainstream media is right on this one, because it doesn't really jive. Even people like Julian Assange of WikiLeaks, who was seeking asylum, I believe it was in Ecuador, correct me if I'm wrong, said, why are you in Hong Kong? Why are you in China? You should have gone to Latin America. I mean, there's a host of other countries he could have gone to that make a lot more sense. So again, these are all questions that we need to ask. But something just doesn't smell right here. Something doesn't make sense. And I think that there's a bigger part to this story. It needs to clearly be investigated. You have my commitment not to drop it. Please send me any reports, any information you possibly can on Snowden himself. Maybe you have a personal relationship with him, had a personal relationship with him. If you can verify it and vet it, you have something striking that needs to be presented to the American public, send us a tip confidentially, anonymously at our tip line, tips@amtvmedia.com. You can address it to me or you can address it anonymously. It doesn't really matter. Help us get to the truth of this. But I also don't want you to lose focus. I don't want any of you to lose focus on the big issue here. The fact that we are in a grid surveillance state, that we have been taken over by this technology, our cell phones, and that this is only gravitating to more control, more power, more centralized power at the highest levels of government, which have clearly been corrupted, and that has clearly shattered the paradigm of liberty, freedom, the constitutional republic, and the Bill of Rights. If you want more specific insight into this, I do a great job, at least in my humble opinion, of delivering that and investigating these reports in about an hour-long segment with our latest live report, AMTV Live. Please check that out. Support us, support our sponsor, click that link below. Visit us at Greenwave and amtvmedia.com. Follow us on YouTube at cgreen34, Facebook at Greenwave TV, and follow me personally at Twitter at Greenwave. Hard-hitting and in your face.